This is my iPhone 6, and I got a crack across the screen here, and also got some this dark color things. It won't display anything. Touching still okay. And today I'm going to change the screen, replace it with a new one. I think I've got one here. So firstly, we're going to switch it off. We're going to need to take out this two screw. You need a special screwdriver. It's a 5-star screwdriver, and you can buy this very cheaply online. So we're going to take this two screw out first. That is screw. So next, we're going to use this sucker and press it onto the screen and try to pull screen a little bit out. Then we can use some kind of tools to pry the screen while pulling it off. Try not to damage the screen even we're replacing the screen. So we can just press this sucker onto the screen, and then we can try to pull it off. You can see if we pull it off, you see this edge is coming out. And then we can use some tools to try to pry out the screen while we're pulling. You see the bottom already coming out, and we go through the edge gradually. See the edge. So this edge nearly out, and the other edge we're trying. So now the screen can be lifted. Yeah, after we lift the screen, we can see there is a cover already off, so that's odd. So I think this should be the home button cover. The home button is over here. It should be the home button cover already dropped. I don't know if we can find the screw or not. So anyway, we're going to continue, and next we're going to remove the battery cover here. You can see. So the battery cover is here. So that's the two screw. See the one screw. And another. See the screw here. And then we remove the cover. And next we're going to remove the battery connector cable here. So the battery cable removed. Then it is safe to remove the screen connector over here. Next, we're going to remove the cable cover for the screen connected to the motherboard. So now we can remove the screws on the cable cover. They are different size. Remember the position where they should be. 1, 2, 3. So these 3 are smallest. That is smallest screw. Now this screw is bigger. Seeing it's 1.7 millimeter screw at this position. 1.7. Get the screw. And the last one is here. This is the biggest one. This is the 3.1 millimeter. The biggest one. And after this, we can remove the cover. That's the cable cover. Cable cover. So now we need to disconnect cable connector. We have 4 connectors to disconnect. So we have the camera cable, we have home button cable, we have display cable, and also we have the touch screen digitizer cable. So we're going to remove the cable, the 4 cables from the motherboard. Cable here. Out. This is the camera cable and home button cable. Home button cable here, out. And we have more cable there. Put the display cable gently. This is out. There's another one finally, digitizer touchscreen cable over there. Now, I think the 4 cable, they're all out. After 4 cable out, you can remove the screen. So luckily we found the 2 home button screws. One was found over here, just here, hidden here. And the other one was found over here. So now we can have a look at the two screen. So this is the old screen, that is new screen. So you can see there are big difference. And we need to remove this screen back cover. It's a metal one over to here. We need to remove the home button to here. And we need to remove this, the camera sensor thing over here, and also I think the speaker over there as well. So we have to move them over to the new screen. And then next we're going to remove the home button to the new screen. And you know, we have got two screws already dropped into the phone, and we got the cover already separated from this place. So we have got the screw and the home button cover already out. So next we're going to remove this home button. So the home button, there's the cable connector here. We need to remove the cable connector using this tool. So now you can see the cable removed. The home button is using adhesive to glue to the screen, and some may be difficult to remove. You may need some heat, but some may be easy. And this one, we just finger top of the bottom to see if we can easily remove the home button. Yeah, it seems okay. So you can see it moving. Now I think the home button is off, but the cable still sticks to the front screen. We need to remove the cable. So we're trying to remove the cable using this tool, like a spade. I think around this side. You can see the cable, there's some locator pin over there through the cable, and the cable use adhesive to stick to the screen. Just the press, yeah. So that's the home button. So next, I think we're going to need to remove this component. I think it's a speaker, camera, sensor. So here in this component, we're going to remove this. So you see the cable. So 1 cable, 2 cable, 3 cable, 4 cable. And on this new screen, this is only 2 cable. So the 2 cable, one is a display data cable, the other one is the digitizer touch screen cable. So 2 cable, that's 4 cable. So 2 cable from this screen, and other 2 cable from this component, camera, speaker, sensor. To remove this component, there are 3 screws here, here, here. We're going to need to remember their position. The 1, 2, 3. So we need to remember their position. I'm going to write down. So I just use a piece of paper and I draw the component shape, just like this one, and the location of the screw here, here, here. They are different size, different lengths, so we must get it right when we reassemble. So after we remove the screw and this component, yeah, this seems to be a cover. The cover can be lifted out. So here, this one is the front-facing camera, and below this is the speaker. So we can take out the speaker by pressing this cable up. And see, we're here. That is speaker. And here, that position, this position is the light sensor. So get out of the way, already out of the way. So you can see this camera sensor, and if you move the cable around here, you can see there's the gold thing over there. This gold thing is the microphone. We need to remove this microphone from the front panel. So you can try to pry out the microphone over here. It's going back. That's the microphone out. Still some sticky things. Yeah, we can just take all this rubber thing together with the microphone out. Now it's out. So that's peace. Another thing we need to do, because the new screen here, there's no grill over here. But the old screen, so we have the grill, the speaker grill, just a kind of a mesh, metal mesh, stick to the face. So this is the new one, just the empty. So we need to move this grill over to here as well. We also need to remove this camera piece over to the new screen, and the new screen does not have this either. So I think I will remove this metal back first over to the new screen. So we have one screw here, and we have, and this is the new screw, that's for the home button, I think. We need to remove this screw. So on the side you can see there's a screw here, screw here, screw here, and also on the other sides. So we have screw here, here, here. 7 screw we're going to need to remove. With the one, I think the same with all the others. So now I have removed the 7 screw, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 here. And I think I can, yeah, I can leave the metal plate out of the place. You also see that the cable going as well. So wait a minute. You can see at the bottom, this is sticking over here. We need to remove this cable from the front panel. So this home button cable is fixed by adhesives, so we need to remove this from the panel. I think here the small tab is maybe easier just using this. And let me try. Yeah, a little bit okay. Yeah. So that's the home button cable out, you can see. After that is out, we should be able to take away, so separated. Like that. So now we put this to the new screen. Just locate it very well. The home button cable, I think we can just locate it to that the decimal position to locate. So just push it in the position here, you can see. And then we can stick there. So now I have got this 6 screw and the 7th one all on, and the home button cable is just stick there. It should be good enough. The camera piece and the grill seems not easy to be removed. I'm going to use the hair dryer to apply some heat, make it much warmer. I hope it will be easier to remove. I applied some heat to this grill, so you can see I have removed the grill. There is something left. It's like a sticker. Not sticker, just double-sided kind of sticky things. And this thing have the grill sticked onto the panel. I removed the grill and put it to the new screen. I didn't use the double-sided sticker, but I just put it on. It seems okay, so it's not moving. So I think just like this, it should be okay. That grill for the speaker. Now I'm going to apply some heat to the camera holder, and hopefully I can remove it from this screen. You can also see the camera holder, the orientation, and here there's the cut, and here there's the cut. So it is just like a horizontal tool cut over here. So when we remove, it's better to keep this orientation. Just make it the same to the new screen. It is really not easy. I just use the hairdryer heat and try to press it out, and finally, so this camera holder is out. So this camera holder is no longer sticky, so if I put it there, it's just a drop. So I'm going to use some double-sided tape, and this is I think 1 or 2 millimeter wide double-sided sticker tape. I'm going to cut a little bit and put it to the this side and this side. There's some flat area. I'm going to put some this side and this side, and then stick the lens to the front panel. I just get a little bit of double-sided sticker. This one is sticky, and this side still there's the cover. You're going to remove it before you stick it to the other thing. So that's the lens. So we just try to put it besides there. and then we can cut it and remove that cover layer, and then we can stick on. Then the other side we're going to do the same. Now this is the camera holder. I have got some double-sided tape on here and on here, so I can just put it on. Now I have got this piece on here, just located into make the camera hole in the middle of the holder, and then we can just stick it on. So after we located into the middle, we just press the two sides where we apply the double-sided sticker. So I have a closer look, so you can see the camera holder is on there, sticked to the screen. So next we're going to put this cluster of things, the camera, the microphone, and speaker connector. We're going to put this back on. This is the microphone, and here is the speaker hole. That's speaker sound will get through that hole, and this microphone also get into that that you see the grill. So microphone and speaker getting through from that. So we're going to install this to the grill, and you can see this side there's still sticky things around here, if you can see. So we can just stick this to the screen. Can you see this microphone, the golden one? And on this plate there is a little hole here. The little hole here. This little hole will just get onto a little peg on the front of the screen. If you can see, as you can see here, there's the small peg. So we're going to get that into that. So I'm going to use amplifier to see it a little bit better. So after that hole get onto that small peg or toast, then the microphone and earpiece rubber should be located correctly. Then we can press down and stick the speaker rubber piece and the microphone to the front screen. Now have a look. See the microphone. The microphone, and you see that small white peg gets through the cable hole, and this is for the speaker, and they're just over the grill. If you see it's over a light, you can see through this hole through the grill to the front, and then you just tap around here, make it stick to the front screen. So that's how to fix this speaker rubber piece and the microphone to the screen. So next on this cable here, you can see there's the light sensor here. This is the light sensor here. The light sensor is here. It should be getting into that hole. So we just put the light sensor into that position. You can see here, there's the hole, there's another hole. This is a light sensor. This may be the proximity sensor. That's when you put your phone to your ear, and then it will sense you're close. Then it will going to turn off the screen. So this into that square and this light sensor into that square. So I'm going to put them in. So you can see the light sensor and proximity sensor has get into the position over there, so you can press and it's flat. So with the light sensor on, we can put this speaker back between the cable. You see the connector and the connector here. We're going to put under that connector. It just kept come out, the light sensor. So just put the speaker between here. Okay, we'll make sure the light sensor still in its square position, and speaker is located very well before we put the cover and screw on. And here there's another connector, and here is the camera. So we're going to get this into the camera holder. So now that's camera get into the holder early mentioned. So the cable is over just the speaker between the cable. So now the speaker is in, and light sensor, proximity sensor, they're all at their slot, and this camera at their slot. So we can put the cover back on. So that the cover. With the cover, we have 3 screws. So we're going to put the 3 screws back on. So we have the cover here, and we can put this 3 screws back on. One. Same position as when we remove them. Make it vertical, make them get threaded in very well. The left one. Vertical, anti-clockwise, and then clockwise. Make sure it's threaded very well. So we got 2. And the last one. You see the last one is much longer. It's not coming out. Maybe stainless steel or something. This is a much longer one. It's okay, coming out. Get into the hole. Get into the head, and then turn anti-clockwise, then clockwise. Yeah, they're all get in. Don't need to be too tight. Just a little bit pressure is fine. So I just use this thin one, so I don't give it too much torque. The next thing we're going to do is that we're going to put the home button on and the cover on, and there's the home button cable here. Here's our home button, and the cable is there. Okay, so I set it very well, and then we put the cable on. And again, the cable on the case, there is a small post, and we get the cable hose onto those posts. So that's, we can correctly locate the cable and locate it. So you see, if you can see here, so there's the post, and on the cable there's the hole. Locate that two hole, and then push down the cable. And then we're going to connect the cable here. Cable connected. And then we're going to push down a little bit of this home button. Hope it will still a little bit sticky. That should be okay. So now I can see the button is in the position on this side. So next we're going to put the button cover on. So make sure the cable is properly connected. And then we put this button cover on. We found two screws, and we're going to put them back. There's also like this smaller hole, and there's the small post over here. You just get them into, so that's properly located. The cover, see, the post gets through the cover. Yeah, and then we can put the two screws on. So this button will be pressed again and again, so we make this a little bit tighter than other screw, because last time it's really dropped. We still use this small. Hopefully it should be okay. Okay. Now we have got the screen totally ready. It's I think it takes much longer than I expected. Maybe next time when you buy a screen, you can buy a screen complete with the camera, speaker, everything installed here. So you don't need to move things over, camera, everything, and buy a complete screen. Only thing you need to move is this home button, because the home button is not replaceable. If you replace it, it's then going to be a normal button without the fingerprint recognition. I think this still takes much longer hours for me to move things over to this new screen. So next we can put all this back. You can see we have a lot of cables, and we're going to put them one by one. So the first one, we have the digitizer cable, the display cable, the home button cable, and the camera and the sensor cable. We're going to put them one by one onto the motherboard. So you see here the socket, so this one first, and then that one, and this home button one, and then the camera one. So we got a 1, 2, 3, 4 cable, just clip them on. And again, when you clip on the cable, you can just feel it, and you can hear the click when they get in, and you make sure you press down, make a good connection, otherwise something may not work. Hopefully it's in now. Yeah, I think it's in now. It's need patience. To test it, you can just try to remove it. If there's a resistance, when you try to remove it, then it should be on. I think it should be on. But first the cable, then the next one. I think it should be in. Even I didn't hear the click. Yeah, seemed to be in. After it's in, just try to use your finger to press down as far as it goes. I think it should be okay now. And then next, going to be the home button cable, located to the socket. So the cables kind of locate a line very well, then try to press. When aligned very well, yeah, sometimes you can hear the click, sometimes, yeah, you can hear that click. After you hear the click, you just still try to press them down using your finger or this tool. And they're the last ones. Still feel and press. The last one seems in now. So if you see, you lightly try to take it out, it's not come out. And press it down as far as it goes. Yeah, you hear the click. That's finally down. I think it's down now. All four cables are now on, and we're going to put this cover onto there, and we have 5 screws. We're going to put 5 screws in. So the cover will press the cable further down, make them reliable. We're going to put the screw in. We firstly put the screw to the tip of the screwdriver, so that it's going to be easier for us to turn. This screwdriver a little bit magnetic. Hopefully it's still in the position. We get into a hole. Try to make it vertical. So that one is in. We just slightly put several thread. It's okay. We're going to tighten them later on. And just put the screw to the tip of the screwdriver. and get the second one in. We have a third smaller one in. To the tip of the screwdriver, and then we get the screw in. Very well. This is a smaller one. Get to that corner. The last one, long one, is rather long, few millimeter. Like that, and get into that hole. After all the screw in, we can just tighten them up a little bit. Yeah, should be okay. So next, we're going to need to put this battery cable back on. We just clip it in and then put the cover over the cable connector. Here the click. So after click, still try to press it down, so make sure it connected very well. So after the battery cable connected, we're going to put the cable cover on. So the cover is here. We're going to put the cable cover on. See the orientation? Yeah, that's the position. And similarly, we have two screws. We're going to get the screw in the same way on. See this two screw, one is short, one is longer. So make sure you get them to the correct position. So firstly, this is the short one. Short one will get to the edge here. Then the longer one get to the screwdriver, the tip, that better. And then get into the hole, the inner hole. Make your screwdriver vertical. Tighten it up a little bit, like all the screw, you don't need to tighten them very tight. Just a little bit of resistance, it should be fine. That should be okay. Now the cable and the cover back on, so you can see on the screen you have this small leg thing, and here and here they're going to get into the case, so make sure you engage this first before you push down. So engage the top first, then put the screen back on. A little bit up and put the top into the place. So on the case there's something to engage the top end of the screen. You can push the bottom a little bit up to make sure they are in. Gradually push them in from the top to bottom. Yeah, I've tried several times. When we put one side on, the other side difficult to put on. And then I remove it and put the other side first, and then the other side difficult to put on. I think maybe just the clips a little bit not the right dimension. That's why it's a little bit difficult. Now two sides are nearly on, just the bottom bit. Yeah, here the click. Yeah, press the edges, and several times when I try to press, the phone just turned on, and I have to turn it off and continue. Yeah, now I think it's okay. It's all around seated very well. So just check that nowhere you have gaps between the screen and the back body. Okay, it's seated very well, and the last thing to do is that two screws. We're going to put them back on. And again, remember this is a 5-star head screws. We have to use this 5-star screwdriver to do them. I think the hole is not aligned well. We have to align the hole here. I think we just maybe need a little bit of pressure, this little bit up. No. And the other one, I just put it to the head of the screwdriver, get into the hole, press the screen a little bit. Yeah, a little bit of tightening. A little bit of tightening on this one. That's okay. So now we can get rid of this. This is just a protector from the fingerprint. It's not a protector because it's a cover your speaker, so, and cover your button as well. So we need to remove it. Throw it away, and we can turn the phone on. Yeah, seems fine now. And drop down. I think it looks very well now. So we have all this works. I think it takes about maybe more than 3 hours for me to finish this, replacing the screen. Just trouble the top bit, the grill, the camera holder, and the camera, the sensor, and the things to move over to the new screen. And the home button, definitely you're going to move anyway. So home button works also very well. So you see. Hope you can do it much faster. And if you can buy a complete screen, not the screen it's a bare screen and missing a lot of component, you have to move a lot of old component over. That will speed things up. Thank you for watching. See you next time.